Guys, we need to be looking at this loadout. What is cooking here? No elims. I was going to say 12th zone. You can't really tell, but this is the final moving zone. This is a solo victory cash cup on Brazil, and Kostenanok is playing from EU. A win, 0 eliminations. Look at this. First place, 0 elims. 2 other games we don't talk about. And last week, he used, I don't know if it's exactly this strategy, but he won 2 games in EU. So he actually won the whole victory cup and then won on, I don't know which region this is, but won on another region as well. So he's now just managed to make his way up to 1k earnings total global. Congratulations. Using, I've not actually watched this strategy yet, so I'm interested to see what it is. Whatever this 0 gun strategy is, so let's jump into it. So off the rip, apologies, I always talk about draw. I hate talking about draw spots because people always, you know, land there after that. But he is landing to the east of Sanctuary. Now, he was landing here the last time I made a video on him. I've ended up landing here and looting like this whole bit for a long time. It's a pretty good draw spot. Don't land there, just because I am. Well, I don't even know if there's any more victory cash cups left, to be honest with you. But there's a ton of loot. The good thing about this draw spot, honestly, the fact there's just a lot of options because there's so many split drops. There's this, which is usually taken and got no loot. Like all of this is usually fine. If you want to rotate up this way, you can. And there's always a lot of loot left in Sanctuary as well. And there's sometimes people sneaking around there, but you can usually like rotate in if you need to. Down here is usually kind of taken, but there's this kind of just area generally. You can almost always get some sort of loadout from. All right, interesting note. He found a chug jug and he dropped pizza for it. Now, does that make sense? Yeah, that does make sense. A chug jug is better than a pizza, I guess. And most importantly, also, you're probably noticing at this point in the game that he is carrying a Nemesis AR. That is because, of course, you do kind of still need Surge. So one of the things I saw in one of the previous times I watched him is that he often went below Surge. I don't know if he actually hit any bullets there. I did not hear any because obviously we had server lag, so I couldn't exactly see. But yeah, he'll be carrying an assault rifle early into the game to get a little bit of Surge and then drop it later on. I'm not entirely sure at what point, but we will find out. And surprisingly, similar to what I said, he does go into Sanctuary. Now, this kind of general strategy and this general idea, you can do basically any other POI. Like, you know, I was just describing it as Sanctuary. Look how many people are actually around here, by the way. You've got to be careful when you're rotating through this area. There's a ton. But like if you're near Battlewood, for example, like if you landed at any of the drops like around here, you can still rotate into POI, get some extra loot. You could basically do it anywhere that has like enough space. Same with like Wonky Land as well. There's always just something left over. Now, the likelihood that you're going to get nades is pretty low. But yeah, Sanctuary is really good for this. And he's now dropped. So this is what I want to know. He's dropped his assault rifle now. So he must have gotten some damage there. Maybe like 50, 60 or whatever. Because the net surge, it doesn't matter too much. And he's taken the zip line. No one's using this. I can't even remember what this is actually called. Of course, the humble mending machine. This one has med kits. Okay, so he's got up to 3 meds, which you already saw at the start of the video. He ended up using as a heal off right at the end. Oh, we got someone keying him already. Is he just straight dead? I mean, he has no guns, so I'm interested to see what he does. Is he just running? Opens up the gravity, low grav space, whatever you call it. All right, no one's keyed him. That guy didn't chase him all the way down. So there's usually extra shields and stuff down here as well. So I apologize, by the way, to Kostenanok if, you know, I was going to say if this strat gets entirely conned afterwards, it's your fault for doing really good. Also, I think this is the last victory cash cup. So, well. All right, so he's decided to leave. This is the loadout he's left with. Not the most standard loadout, you would say. I've certainly seen I've seen better. Let's put it that way. But yeah, he's going to end up rotating. That zone is pulling down to the southeast, so I'm wondering if he's going to just get somewhat of a central position. The strats that he was using previously involved this big rock over here, and that was when the wingsuit was in. So he used like a storm play with that. So I'm interested to see what the kind of mid game of this looks like. I don't know if it's just go center second, sit on a hill, and chill. I do like that though. He saw extra nades, so he split his nades and then has left the other ones behind there. So it'll also be a good spot to go and grab like an assault rifle, and maybe if he needs a little more surge. I don't know how surge is in finals. I haven't really watched yet, and it seems like he's still positive, so as long as he doesn't take damage later, he should be totally fine. All right, as predicted, he did find a pistol. So he managed to find a pistol. Imagine he is looking for some damage, as I said. Go on, use the zip line. Use the zip line. I know you want to. Fake shooting. Okay. Oh, I mean, is this going to work at all? It doesn't sound like it. I like the idea. I like the idea, though. All right, pretty good 4th zone pool. Still doesn't show him there. He is pretty central on this. So even if he gets like a max 5th pool, still got a pretty good rotate to go from here. All right, so 5th zone pool's northwest. Not too bad for him. There he is right there. Could be worse. Probably just as, I mean, I was going to say, probably, I can't even tell what rotate he's going to make. He's got those extra grenades. So as you can see, he's throwing one, picking up the rest, going back to this tower. What's the rotate looking like from here? That's the question. What is this guy doing? Oh, what is this guy cooking up in the sky? I mean, based on the amount of people shooting him. Oh, I thought he was using, oh, he rifted. Okay. I was going to say, do you think, what's the odds that this guy dies if I click and look at the timeline? No? Okay, fair enough. I died doing that once. So maybe it was just a skill issue. Apologies about this glow. If you've not watched anything from this season, yeah, these gloves are a problem. I like this. He knows he's going to drop this pistol because, of course, he's playing no guns. So he's sitting here staying late, trying to get as many tags as possible. Up until this point, by the way, I did skip through. He got like 18 damage with this pistol. That is it. So it's not served him too well right now. All right, you dropped it. 18 damage is enough. Single nade. Ooh, guy flying right past him. Only uses a couple builds. Not too bad, so he doesn't waste a ton getting in here. It's looking a little messy. But he manages to get himself in. No problems. Just stays edge zone. Doesn't end up like overcommitting and throwing like going super deep or anything there. You just play the zone that you're basically given. A lot of times in these scenarios, you know, hypothetically, it would be really good if he got like deep and, you know, maybe into the middle. Like if you've watched any of my FNCS videos, you know, like this point in particular in this meta is so good because it gives you access to go this way. You can, you know, shock anyway. Whereas where he's around here, tougher to go over every other one, especially like you increase your chance of dying a lot. It's, you know, it's not worth the material risk. If you're already full congested to go deep, you kind of just have to hope you get a good zone, which he does. I'm still interested in this. I've seen a couple things in endgame, but I don't know what he does specifically. All right, important thing he's doing here, just as I pause this, something I found out yesterday, which was not great, was that he does not go out the top. So here he's not opening up his top and using the overdrive grenade, not shockwave grenade, because that just sends you flying directly up and it's really easy to die. Obviously, people could just shoot you out the skies. Does so he's open the front, sprint, and then you can just slide straight in. Like, obviously, it's basically the safest way he could possibly rotate here without dying and getting beamed out the sky. He's also, again, not super committing to going deep. Like, he probably could have slid further in. You know, he's like around here. You know, I don't know. Does it really make a difference if you go to there from this spot? Sure, he'll probably get congested with a bunch of players already, but like, you could just get lobby focused if he pushes slightly deeper in and waste way more materials. And he's very material efficient. Especially, you've got to remember, like, the chance of him getting a refresh on these materials is so low. Like, he has to be incredibly material efficient. All right, let's peep the rotate, see what he's got cooked up. 7th zone does pull close. This time he goes outside of the cone, but again, it's just because he can land straight on height. So that's nice. Only a single box as well. Does connect himself a little more. And this cone edit, he does usually a lot. So as I've, of course, clicked on him, he's zoomed out from it here. Where's he off to? Where are you going, buddy? Oh, there's a guy underneath him, so he's going back up. Okay, I was going to say, was his floor getting hit there and he decided to go down? I'm not sure. But usually does a 3-tile cone edit. If not, he's always got 2 layers protect him in some way, right? Like here, there's a guy beneath him, so he's got the cone edited and the wall. Sorry, and the floor. Here, he's got the ramp protecting himself that he can peek through. And he always spends his time scouting. He's just always looking through the cone, planning, trying to figure out what's going on where. And this is interesting that someone used a Fizzberry nade. Flowberry Fizz nade. There we go. Fizzberry. I swear that's what Ozzy says in his videos. And I'm like, Ozzy, please stop calling it Fizzberry, because now I'm called that. Ooh, so he hit that. Now flown up onto height with the Flowberry effect. So I wonder if you require a Flowberry effect to do what he's about to do here. Because I think the Flowberry effect stays until you... I think Flowberry effect stays until you hit the ground. Am I right in that? I don't know if that's true at all. Okay, so this is the strat. Fly up into the sky with the gloves. And of course, he used a nade earlier. Zip line. Oh, he fell off. Did that just break? There's no way this is the... All right, this is crazy. What am I seeing right now? I guess just no one looks up ever. So when I was talking about him being material efficient earlier, it literally doesn't matter, I guess. And I was sitting thinking here, like, is this going to work in duos? Because, like, a height team would look up, surely. He's also so close to the zone. Like, I wonder if he just drops down at any point. I'm not just going to make you watch all of this. If something else happens, I will tell you. But basically, to summarize, it seems like he's playing max time until the zipline breaks. And then when the zipline breaks, he just uses the gloves once with a right click, because that'll send you further up, and then shoots another time. So it does seem like he's way lower now. There is a guy on height who's just staying right above, right? If you notice right here, he's intentionally staying right above this guy, so that if he looks up, there's a very low chance of him being spotted. All right, so you can double do it. 3. Oh, okay, so he's waited. I see. So there he waited. So every single time he's been jumping off of the zip line, he's only used a single punch to fly up into the sky. However, this time, that's obviously like saved up a lot of the punches from the first time. So then he could use 3 to elevate himself much higher. So now he's way higher than everyone else yet again. And of course, very importantly, he's looking at the direction of where the zone pulls when he shoots this zip line. Sounds obvious to make sure you actually go the right direction. But yeah, he actually flies away. I guarantee I'm going to see tons of people try this and just mess this up. 1, 2 with the gloves. And then shoots the right direction and goes again. Let's see how this goes. Everyone's fighting for height. Like, how far is he from the next height, for reference? One way you can check this, like, you know, in game, you can tag things, right? Like, you can marker this to see how far things away is. One way you can do this is just using this off scale. So the closest person to him, which is the guy in height here, is 93 meters. He is very high above the next person. What about, like, under that? And that guy is, like, 20, 30 meters above everyone else. So he's really like 150 meters above most of the lobby, but like 90 meters above everyone else. What's kind of crazy is when you actually put that into perspective here, like this is the height guy. This is how high up he is because of that Fizznade to start with. I do wonder if you require a Fizznade to go this high to start with, because I imagine you'd just be spotted if not. He's been spotted. He has been spotted. Okay. So someone is hitting for 40. He's just still there. He's still not done anything. Like, he just shot him for 40 and then just left him, which is very funny. And of course, he's got the chug jug. You can heal while rotating up here on the zip line. I thought this item would be totally useless. Apparently not. I do wonder why he's continually jumping on it. I would imagine continually jumping on and off is easier to control the movement rather than just staying on it. Because when you stay on it, you end up like flying back and forth. Maybe when it breaks, if he's jumping, he doesn't fall as far down. I'm not entirely sure. Entirely speculation. I doubt it's anything to do with visual audio. Maybe it causes less visual audio. I'm not entirely sure. We're about to go into the final moving zone, and he's still to 84 builds because he's used literally none of them throughout this entire end game. And now it's a top 7. All right, he's about to use his last, I was going to say his last punch, but no, maybe not. He's nowhere near as high anymore, so he has slowly fallen as time has gone on. I guess because you're just waiting for the gloves to charge up as much as possible. So he's a top 5. Minute left of the game. We know this game goes down to heal off because I already watched it at the start as an entire spoiler. Now it's a top 3, so I want to see how this ends up playing out because throwing the shockwave nades down. Oh, so he blows that cakey guy into storm. Remember, this is on Brazil, by the way. So this is on high ping. So he throws him into the storm. Now he claims height with the mats he has. You'd be so annoyed if you look down below, by the way, and you see this up above. Blocking off anyone. 38. So he's blocking off anyone from using the overdrive nades to fly up onto height, hence why he keeps going up. This does seem like a lot of mats, though. Is this going to be enough to keep him going until the final moving zone? That guy dies. I fear... I know he wins the game, but it does low-key look like he committed too many mats too early. He knows more than I do. So I want to see how this ends up playing out. I guess the other guy has no heal off, though. Like, he's taken no storm, and with 3 medkits, 150, and 2 next to you, he probably has a higher... he obviously has a higher chance. This guy's only got 60. Let's see if he ends up playing. So this is early heal off. From Keiki's perspective, he's thinking, can I get back into the And oh my god, I can't speak. The vending machines. But the likelihood of these guys having enough, mobility to get to one is so low, whereas he's obviously managed to keep one. So I guess that early heal off isn't really that bad whatsoever. And then he just wins. He dies a storm. That's crazy. What a strategy. All right. Okay. Big props. He's always figuring out something cool. There is no solo victory casuals anymore. Outside of console 0 build, which I doubt this will work in. You never know at the same time. Like the video, subscribe. Peace.